The question that we need to ask is this real or is this a deepfake? Is this the actual truth or is this synthetic information? The reality is that now it's extremely difficult to tell. We used to be able to say different things. The experts would say things like, oh, look here at maybe the face, the skin tone is a little bit different, or look at the mouth movements, look at the eyes, because they can sort of, it's a bit of a giveaway as far as is it a deep fake. Maybe look at the background, can you tell the subtle differences, the head movements, is that indicating something? So that's what was used to be said as far as, hey, this is how you can tell a deep fake. But now it's becoming so much more difficult, and then oftentimes you really can't tell at all. So we have to go beyond that as far as being able to tell what is a deep fake. And so I'm excited to introduce a new acronym for you to use, which is called T.R.A.P. Now, this comes from what librarians have created dealing with the C.R.A.P test or the C.R.A.P with an extra A test. Those are all awesome different acronyms that were put together by librarians to help us identify good sources of information. Well, now we can do the same thing with this new T.R.A.P test that I've come up with. The idea here is that we're using our AI literacy to go beyond just being able to sort of see and think that we're telling the difference. And so we're trying to shift that into having an understanding that because everything can be manipulated, any digital content, we now have to have a whole new mindset as far as how we're approaching any type of digital content. So that's where the T.R.A.P test comes in. Now what we're doing is we're looking specifically at this digital media, and we're going through the T.R.A.P test by asking some specific questions and having a different mindset. The very first part of the T.R.A.P test is T, think critically. Again, this is part of overall AI literacy and critical thinking, but now we need to have this critical awareness. We need to question any type of digital text, digital audio, or video. We have to have a mindset of ensuring objective truth with what it is that we're reading, what it is that we're seeing, what it is that we're hearing. So we have to have this part of the test, this T, right? We have to think critically. We have to have always this awareness of, hey, this could be fake. If I'm seeing this online, if I'm seeing this in a digital medium, it could definitely be manipulated. So I have to be thinking critically. I need to have this new awareness and this new overall viewpoint of, I'm going to make sure that this is correct information. This is the real truth. So we need to think critically. The next part here is R, realistic, reliable, reputable. What does this mean? Does this seem real? Is this something that is likely to be occurring? Is the source that's putting out this information both reliable and reputable? Is the source actually credible? Can it be trusted? So we have to have this mindset and this viewpoint of asking this question. Is this reliable information? Does this even seem real to begin with? Is this something that's so out of character for the person that's speaking, or so out of character for this information that maybe I should think twice once again? So again, we're looking at the source of the information. Is it reliable? Is it credible? The next letter is A for accurate and authority. Are all parts of the media accurate? Are there inconsistencies? Do we see something wrong with the information, even a little part of it? Does this correlate with other things that we know? Does this make sense overall? Is the source of this information an authority? So it's one thing if we see a video and it's the president talking, right? Okay, well, where did that video come from? What's the authority of that video source? Did it come from the White House? Okay, that would make sense. Or did this randomly come from someone on the internet? Can it be verified? That's the big thing here. We have to think about the authority of the source. So that's a key factor in this T.R.A.P acronym. And then finally, we have P for purpose, propaganda. What is the purpose of the media? Is it trying to sell us something? Is it trying to get me to change my vote or view something differently? Is this propaganda? Is there bias? Is it misleading? Is there more to this story? So we need to ask this type of question, right? If I'm looking at something and this video is very important in that it could totally swing an election, or it could totally convince people to invest in something, buy something, well, then I really need to make sure that I'm using this TR.A.P test to check for all these different things to ensure that, hey, this is truthful. This is the real accurate information of what's out there. So I need to make sure that I go through this acronym. I make sure that, hey, I'm thinking critically. I am making sure that this is reliable. I'm checking that this is an authoritative source. This is a credible source. And I'm really thinking about, well, what is the purpose of this? Is this just propaganda? So I have to develop this type of thinking. I have to develop this type of mindset, and I need to use this acronym. This is really powerful. All students need to learn this type of thinking. This is going to be a very important aspect of overall AI literacy. We need to develop this within our students for sure, within ourselves, within all people need to have this in order to prevent this type of manipulation that goes on out there, because so many people now are relying on what they see on the internet, and they're going to be relying on these videos that they can't really trust anymore. So we need to develop this type of idea. We need to use a tool like this TR.A.P tool in order to ensure that everyone is seeing the real truth, the actual information. So definitely use this, teach this to students so that we can all make sure that we are not being manipulated and that we are seeing the object truth that's out there so that we can make informed and correct decisions. Thank you, everyone. Please like and share so that we can spread the word. I hope this new acronym, this TR.A.P acronym, will really help people so that we can fight disinformation, and that so that we can use AI as a tool and not look at AI as just something to manipulate people with, but because it can serve us in so many different ways. But we have to make sure that we are also making sure that our thinking and our thought processes and our mindsets are set in a way that we can use the AI effectively, and we can protect ourselves from being manipulated in any way by any of these tools. Thank you, and remember, learning is for life.